Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is the 2016 version of the Patek Philippe 5496P. It's the 5496P-015, which is distinguished by its combination of applique rose gold numerals on the dial, matching rose gold indices, calendar frames, and Dauphine hands at center. The original version of this watch, which was also platinum, about in 2011, but everything was steely silver. It was a bit too chilly. The addition of these rose gold elements adds much needed warmth. So the watch is nicely sized at 39.5 millimeters in diameter, 11.4 millimeters thick, 47.8 from lug to lug. It's got a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and being a modern platinum Patek Philippe watch, it declares itself with the top Vesselton diamond between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And it wears nicely. Now, the strap is not broken in, so it's very stiff, and I'm pulling it down, which is compressing my wrist and creating the impression that this watch is larger than it is. Taking a look down the barrel, you can see quite well that the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, even with the strap pulled tight. So once the strap is broken in, you'll easily wear this watch on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Again, mine is 16. It is quite flat, and it will fit underneath the cuff. The strap features medium brown in a high gloss finish, monotone stitch, a folded edge, calfskin on the bottom, brand new Patek Philippe factory strap, no crimping, no gouging, pull tab spring bars so you can pop the strap off the case without a tool, and then a matching platinum clasp. And at Patek Philippe, a platinum watch gets a platinum clasp. Every company should do that, but every company does not. There's this radial spring that helps to keep it quite securely closed, and then we've got the pin buckle type interface for the strap on top of the folding clasp with the Calatrava cross, which is the symbol of the company. In fact, you'll see the Calatrava cross several places: on the rotor, on the crown, on the clasp. And the case is simple: blended Calatrava style lugs. We have a rather sheer case band. We have a bezel with a vertical facet and a conical one. We have a very minimal crown. We have several pusher adjusters to correct the calendar and the moon phase. And then on the dial, there's two things I want you to notice. Not only the addition of warmth from the use of the rose gold elements, but also the vertical brushed stainless steel-like texture of the dial. That is one of its most appealing features. This dial style harks back to the 5050 of 1992, when we got these distinctive retrograding date aperture style calendar center second automatic Patek Philippe Perpetual calendars. And so you can see we've got solid gold frames for the calendars, solid gold indices and numerals. The odd dates are the numerals, and the little cabochon are the even dates. Then we've got these faceted, polished, dart style rose gold indices, and then a dimple style rose gold toned minutes and seconds track outboard. You can see the Dauphine hands are actually creased down their center for better contrast against the dial base. So you got a moon phase that only requires one correction every 122 years. You've got a retrograding date that jumps back after the 31st, at the start of the new month. Aperture style day, leap year cycle, and month. And then, of course, this doesn't need to be corrected until the year 2100. So irregular length months and leap years, it can handle easily. Turn it all over. You've got a version of caliber 324 back here. It's a unidirectional winder with ceramic ball bearings for higher efficiency. It's a 4 Hz beat rate. It's got a 45-hour power reserve. You can see all this pivots on 30 joules. It's adjusted in 6 positions, one more than a standard chronometer. And it has a free-sprung gyromax style balance for precise adjustment, but also for greater resistance to shock-induced timing deviation. And it has a silicon Spiromax hairspring that is anti-magnetic and highly resilient in that regard. It also, despite being a flat hairspring, is profiled to breathe concentrically like an overcoil, and that's possible due to the incredibly precise profiling that can be achieved with deep reactive ion etching. The watch has a snap case back, so 30 meters water resistant. You don't want to take it swimming. It doesn't have hacking seconds, though it has almost every other refinement you could ask for. And those of us who are very familiar with these center second 324s understand you can pretty much stall the seconds hand anywhere you want to stop it if you do desire to hold it and synchronize to a reference time. I've often called that the hacking hack on these. The movement's nicely decorated. We have linear stripes, circular stripes, engine turning in several different sizes. We have mirrored beveling, which is a manual and mechanical medley. Both are involved in making these bevels, but they're bright, they're mirrored, and they're more convincing than on other companies that use a combination. These are actually rounded and polished. We also have beveling within the jewel sinks. You can see that some of the locating pegs, like the pegs used to locate the balance cock, 1, 2, 3, they've been polished on their top. And then we have satination on the wheels, solarization on the barrel cover, polished screw heads with chamfered slots and circumference. It is a good-looking movement and a good-looking and everyday-friendly complication. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.